AFTV, Kenny Kerr now much better today from Arsenal.
Yeah, definitely. Unai Emery got his formation, he got his tactics right. You know, everyone knows that when Arsenal play their best football, they play a 4-3-3, and that's the formation that Unai's been trying to get us to play. But because of injuries to certain players like Mkhitaryan, injuries to our right back in Bellerin, he's not able to play that position. But when he does play the 4-3-3, we're very compact when we don't have the ball, and we stretch teams when we've gone in attack, and that's where we won the game today, especially in the first half. Alexander Iwobi gets a lot of criticisms for the fans, you know, because he's not a big name, and because he has the temerity to be one of our academy players. If he was bought for like 50 or 60 million, I'm sure he'll get a lot of stardust, and people will be singing his name more than a certain player in the side. But him and Mkhitaryan today were fantastic in that first half.
And the importance of I think people miss that, the importance of a player coming through an academy system and then becoming a first team regular. I mean, I was chatting to an academy manager of Crystal Palace the other day, and he was saying to me with the Wan-Bissaka situation,
I hope we get
right? And I was saying to him, we want him, right? But we were talking about it. He could go, say he went in the summer, he'd be like 40-50 million pounds. To run one of these academies, they reckon on average for a Premier League team is around about £2 million a year. So one guy like Iwobi coming through the system, if he does establish himself as a first team player, he's paid for the whole academy.
Look, Iwobi's already established himself. He's been in and around this squad for the last 4 seasons, and he's got a manager who believes in him. Like I said, puts his arm around him, gives him a rocket when he's not doing his stuff, and encourages him, especially when the crowd get on his back. But today you saw a fantastic performance, and if you overall you look at Iwobi's season, he's been involved in a lot of our goals. He's been involved in the fifth of our great goals, and like I said, he was creating chances all around the pitch, especially in the first half, and he was responsible for the first 2 goals. The first goal was like a cross, missed kick by Mkhitaryan, and Lacazette comes off Lacazette. The second goal.
So why does he get so much stick sometimes?
I'll tell you what, the reason why he doesn't get enough stick, I told you why, because the simple reason he's not a big name and he's easily criticised. Another thing as well, he's keeping out us. People mistakenly think that he's keeping out a certain player out the side because he hasn't got a staff. But the reason what's keeping that certain player out the side is his injuries, his fitness, and his aptitude to our coaches' instructions. That's what keeps him aside. The reason why Iwobi and Mkhitaryan play is because they give the side balance and they obey their manager's instructions. And that's what happens. If you do not obey your manager's instructions, you don't play. These guys obey their manager's instructions. And if you look at Iwobi's performances, most of his performances are 7 out of 10. But you're not allowed to say that there, because he's not a big name. You're not allowed. For instance, Mkhitaryan was fantastic today in that first half, but you're not allowed to say that because simple reason is that Mickey's not a big name. He was only like mate weight for Alexis Sanchez. But people need to be honest with themselves and start calling out how it is and being.
Let me just ask you about the player that you don't want to mention. But he played all right when he came on today, didn't he?
I thought he did a fantastic job for the team because, like I said, he controlled the game, slowed it down when he needed to be slowed down and quickened it up. And like I said, he was involved in some chances, and he was very unlucky. Like I said, where maybe the final ball by Aubameyang when he does that beautiful flick or that pass to the outside foot, Aubameyang's technique at the end wasn't very good enough. But you can say the same with Xhaka, where again, lofted pass, Aubameyang's technique let him down, in the last third. And, it was a very good substitution by Unai to take off Aaron Ramsey, because Aaron Ramsey was struggling. And like I said, Southampton were overrunning him to be filled because, Ramsey faded in the last 20 minutes. But, I've got no criticism of Aaron Ramsey because Aaron Ramsey plays very well when we play 4-3-3, and he's very good in the three in the midfield. So, again, he faded, but, there's going to be more games for all our players, including Mesut as well. And, like I said, 11 games. We're going to need all our players, but what's happening is when these players do play, they have to be on it and at it, because like I said, we've got no margin of error. Like I said, we've got a good result today. Man United dropped points, and it's highly likely it's going to be between us and Man United. But Spurs lose against Chelsea and we win against Bournemouth, which is the most important game, not the Spurs game. I heard you being mentioned the North London derby. Let's not forget about Bournemouth, because that's a very important game. But if we win Spurs drop points, that's 4 points, and who knows, man? We could Spurs can get dragged into that top 4, and who knows? Third place can be on, but it's got to be one game at a time. And like I said, we are going to make mistakes. Football's going to be crap. But all I'm interested in is a results business, and at the end of the day, that's what it is. 3 points for a win.